here in San Diego, it's getting to the point where renewals are, there are more renewals happening every month than there were permits issued just like 10 years ago. So we wanted to make sure that there's been a lot of changes. There's been changes in the software and the procedure. There have been changes in the policies. And we want to make sure that you're successful when you go for your renewal. The big solution is, for all these slowdowns, whether it's an initial or renewal, is to get more funding. The reality, though, is that the County Board of Supervisors is full of anti-gunners. Other than Jim Desmond and Joel Anderson, getting funding to support CCW has been really, really difficult. So the sheriff has done a lot of things to make things better. The licensing group has done an amazing job, and one of the ways they're trying to be that they have made it more efficient is they've gotten rid of Permidium, and they're now with some in-house software called CCW Pro. So we wanted to show you exactly how to be successful when you renew, and we want to make sure that people understand the steps that it takes, so that there's no gap in your CCW, so you can always carry and be safe. So, okay, so we found out, and I just got confirmation that you can actually start this process 60 days prior.
For renewal.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. So 60 days before you expire. But what should you do? What does that actually mean? So your first step, so let's say you're 90 days out, okay? You're looking at it and you're going, hey, my permit expires in 90 days. What's your first step?
So first thing you're going to want to do is go in there and create your CCW Pro account, because anyone who's close to expiring now, you guys all did your applications in the old software in that Permidium program. So you're going to need to create a brand new account in CCW Pro, and you have to go through kind of a process that feels like you're applying for a CCW to create that account. And so when you go in and you create that account, you have to submit it, and it's going to come back and tell you that you're approved. That is not approving you for your renewal. That is just approving your new account that you made. So be really careful. You're going to feel like you have to basically fill out the same application twice, and that is the process.
Okay, so step one, before the 60 days.
Before the 60
70 days, 80 days prior, you want to go into CCW Pro and just fill out, you want to create your CCW Pro account, which again looks and feels like you're actually applying, but that's not what you're doing. All you're doing is you're going into the system saying, here's who I am, here's all my identifying information, and then they actually have to, there's a step that they take to actually approve that part, right?
Exactly. They're going to verify that account, and then you can go in after that account's verified, and you'll be able to see the applications and everything that you can do in there. But one note is you don't actually have to wait until 90 days. You can go in and create your account today if you want to.
Yeah, I would say do it now. It takes time for them to verify that account. So
Yep.
once you create it, you've created a profile. They have to verify it and match you against what's in their database. And until they do that, you can't do anything with it.
There you go. Okay, so step one, go create your account. You can do that anytime, but you definitely want to do that before the 60 days.
Yes.
Because that 60-day, that's when your clock starts ticking. So after you've created your account and before the 60 days, the next step is take the class?
Look on the sheriff's website, look at their approved vendor list, find a vendor that's on the current list, and don't just I would caution you against just going to where you went when you did your initial. They may not be on that list anymore, unfortunately. So check the sheriff's current approved list of approved vendors and then go and take your renewal class. You don't start the renewal with the sheriff. You start by taking the class and you get that certificate, and then you do your renewal
And the
application.
renewal class is 8 hours. It has to be 8 hours now.
Yes.
There is a live fire portion.
Yes.
Yep.
And so you go take your 8-hour class. You have to bring all your guns in that you want on your CCW.
Yes.
Yep.
And then you fill out the certificate. Your trainer gives you the certificate with their signature and all your guns listed.
Yep.
And then the next step is...
So when you get that form from your instructor, make sure that you read the whole page on the back, that you sign it, you print your name. That's going to go into your application when you apply. So when you go back into CCW Pro, log into your account, you're going to go into the system, upload that safety certificate, fill out a bunch of information there as well, proof of residency, all the things that you did when you applied initially. There's going to be some questions in there you'll have to answer, and you can go to the sdsheriff.gov website and click on the renewal info tab in that CCW portion, and it's going to give you a step-by-step that's super helpful so that you don't do anything in the wrong order. But yes, so you've taken your class, you've got your account, you go back in, you do that application, and then you have to wait for them to approve you. Once you're approved, then you can make the payment. So you're not actually going to pay up front. You're going to wait until they approve that application and see your safety certificate is uploaded in there as well.
But an important point is they now give you 60 days.
Yes.
So you want to get that certificate from the class before the 60 days.
Highly encourage you to do so.
And then on that, when you're exactly 60 days out, that's when you want to upload the certificate. You know, you've already verified your CCW Pro account, so you upload the certificate, complete the application for renewal, because you want the full 60 days. You want to give them the full 60 days to get your permit renewed, so that you don't hit a gap.
That's correct.
100%. Right now, they're saying it's taking about 6 weeks for the permit to come back in the mail. So if you wait too close to that 45-day window, something like that, you may actually be expired for a little bit, and you cannot carry if your CCW has expired. Thankfully, you're also not going to have to start all the way over if your CCW expires. They give you a 2-year grace period. So if you've been expired for a little while, don't wait until your 2 years expired, because then you have to do the whole entire process from the beginning, and that's the whole year-long situation we've got going on.
Yeah, so 60 days prior, upload the certificate, and then it'll take about 6 weeks or so. Hopefully that'll improve. And then they'll say, okay, you're ready to go. We need you to pay now. And then you actually pay, and you can look at the schedule online to pay. And after you paid, then it should just be a matter of days, maybe a couple weeks, and you'll actually get your renewed certificate in the mail.
Correct.
And if you do all that successfully and on time, you won't have a gap.
Or very short.
Yes.
Or it'll be a very short gap.
Ideally, no gap would be wonderful.
So let's just recap. So you want to go in as soon as possible. You can go in right now, go to CCW Pro, and just initiate your account, which looks a lot like applying.
And if you don't know how to find CCW Pro, I just tell everybody go to the sheriff's website as if you wanted to apply. You're not applying over again. Go as if you are. It will kick you into CCW Pro.
There you go. Or we actually have a link to it on sdcgo.org/CCW as well. After you've initiated your account, before the 60 days, you want to find an instructor who's approved by the sheriff and take their 8-hour renewal class. Bring all your guns in. They will give you a certificate after you've successfully completed the class. When you are exactly 60 days out, to give yourself enough time, you want to complete your application and upload your certificate that you got from your instructor. From there, it'll take about 4 to 6 weeks, and then they'll say, okay, it's time to pay your fee. You'll pay your fee. 2 weeks later, you'll have your permit. If you don't take full advantage of the 60 days, there is a possibility that you might have a gap. You might not have a legal CCW. So please, please, please be efficient. Stay on top of it. I want you to know that they're constantly working to improve the system. It's getting better and better. It's way better now than it was a year ago. It's way better a year ago than it was 10 years ago when you couldn't even get a permit. So if you follow these instructions and you just stay on top of it a little bit, you shouldn't have a gap, and it should be real efficient. The other thing is you won't have to ask a lot of questions. They get hundreds of questions every day emailed to them, and that takes time. And the more time that they have to spend answering questions because people are unsure what to do, or they haven't watched a video like this, the more time it's going to take for them to continue to approve these CCWs. So that's the process. Let us know if you ever have any questions. Email us at Gun Owners Radio or San Diego County Gun Owners or wherever, and we'll make sure to do everything we can to help you. Any parting words on renewing your CCW?
The only thing I'll say that I've seen happen to a few folks is that when you upload your safety certificate, the title in CCW Pro just says safety certificate, but you actually need to upload both your safety certificate and your issuance letter, which is the back side of that same piece of paper. So you're going to upload both sides of that paperwork. Otherwise, they're going to email you and say, hey, you didn't submit your issuance letter. But there's not technically a spot in the application for you to, upload that. So just be mindful when they ask you for that safety safety certificate. It's both sides, including the issuance letter.
And when they say safety certificate, they don't mean your FSC. They don't
Exactly
mean a
right.
firearm safety certificate. They mean the one from the course.
Yep. And again, they're improving the system. They're taking feedback. They're very interested in making this an efficient and good process. So I thank you, folks at licensing and San Diego Sheriff's Licensing. You guys are doing a great job. All the licensing departments, Riverside, San Bernardino, Orange County, San Diego County, they're all really, truly doing an amazing job. And I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. So, all right, there you go. That's how to renew your San Diego CCW through CCW Pro. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm Michael from Gun Owners Radio. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and make a comment. Help us out. Go to gunownersradio.com. Thanks for watching.